The Cat from Telegraph Hill by Edith Thatcher Hurd and Clement Hurd. Once there was a little cat, she had eyes as green as the ocean. She had a tail like a long yellow feather. She lived with the artist on top of a tall, steep hill called Telegraph Hill in the middle of a beautiful city. The little cat curved out her claws and looked at their sharpness. She humped up her back and felt its roughness. What a tough rough little cat I am, she thought. Just then the artist came home, up the steep street, around Telegraph Hill. The artist took the little cat in his arms and hugged her because he loved her so much. Then he said, "Curl up and be quiet, my little cat, and I will show you the pictures I painted today." There was one picture of a great windy bridge. There was one picture of a topsy-turvy cable car. There was one picture of the fisherman's wharf. "That's the best picture of all," thought the little cat. "Where there are fishing boats, there must be fish, and I like fish very much." "These are wonderful places," said the artist. "Someday I will take you to see them, my little cat. But of course you're too young now." This made the tough rough little cat very mad. "We'll see about that," she growled in her whiskers. No sooner had the artist gone to bed than the little cat slipped out the door, out into the dark night. When the little cat came to the bottom of the hill, she heard clang, clang, clang. Around the corner came the topsy-turvy cable car. When the conductor wasn't looking, the little cat jumped aboard. Up she went, up the high hills of the city. Down she went, down the steep hills of the city. There was the great bridge ahead of her. The little cat climbed high on the windy bridge. All by herself, she looked down in the darkness. She looked down on the great steamer sliding slowly under the bridge. The wind blew through the little cat's fur. The old foghorn went, "Oh, ah." But that didn't frighten the tough rough little cat. "I'm the bravest cat in the whole wide world," she thought. "But I'm also hungry." When the little cat found the fisherman's wharf that the artist had painted, she waited until a big fat fisherman wasn't looking. Then she snapped up a fish as quick as a flash, and away she ran. Soon a great gray cat was after her and after her fish, but the little cat was as fast as she was brave, and she quickly got away. Then she gobbled up the fish, which made her feel much better. She licked her whiskers lazily. "How rough and tough I am," she thought. "Not even a great gray cat can bother me." Just then the little cat saw something black in front of her. She stopped. She listened. She watched. The little cat could not remember that the artist had ever painted a picture like this. She humped up her back. The black thing didn't move. She hissed through her whiskers. The black thing only waved its branches. This made the little cat mad. She ran at it and scratched it. The black thing didn't seem to feel the sharp claws, so the little cat began to climb it. She climbed to the very top of it. Then the little cat stuck her yellow head through the green leaves and looked about. Daylight had come. A new sun was shining. The little cat saw where she was, and she wanted more than anything else in the world to get down. She tried to climb down head first. She tried to climb down tail first, but she couldn't. The little cat couldn't climb down head first or tail first because she was scared. The little cat was scared she would fall out of the tree. Before she knew it, she had begun to cry, just softly at first. Meow, meow, meow. Then louder and louder, meow, meow, meow. A little boy walking by with a balloon heard the meowing. He stopped to see what was the matter. An old sea captain looked up into the tree with his spyglass. A kind old lady rushed out of her house with a saucer of milk. Two fishermen held at their net and yelled, "Jump, little cat, jump!" A cowboy tried to lasso her. A house painter put up his ladder, but it wasn't long enough. That gave the little boy an idea, and he shouted, "Call the hook and ladder truck." So they did. When the tough little cat heard the siren, she forgot how frightened she was and jumped all the way out of the tree. As she came down, she burst the balloon. She slid down the spyglass. She bounced off the fish net. She tangled the lasso. She knocked over the house painter. She tipped over the old lady and her milk. Then the little cat started to run with everyone after her shouting, "Catch her, catch her! She burst my balloon! She spoiled my spyglass! She tore our fishnet! She tangled my lasso! She knocked me down! She spilled my milk! And she made the hook and ladder come out for nothing!" Up hills and down hills they ran. At last they all came to the steep, steep street that wound around Telegraph Hill. Quick as a wink, the little cat slipped through the door of her own little house. She climbed into her favorite window. When the artist woke up, there was his nice little cat, waving her tail that was as long as a long yellow feather and blinking her sleepy green eyes. The end.